Hello everyone and welcome to Tiresome. Today it's a very special occasion because, as you know, I have purchased an Alpha and it has been a few months and that car is black. And here it is sunny and dusty. And I really would love to get the car washed properly, but it costs a lot of money to do so. Hi Josh!
Hello.
Ah, welcome. Now, what... Josh has come down from up north. No, not there. Over there? A very far distance, probably.
That way.
It is behind the camera.
That way.
From Shropshire.
Yes.
Where Hoonshine UK was created.
Yeah.
And you have an established customer base. A lovely time was had by all.
Yeah, it was getting there. It was a nice place, but it just didn't work out back up there. And obviously, then I met Meggie, and now we're
the love of your life.
Yes, she is. And now I'm in Plymouth.
The muff is what we call it.
The muff.
Deep in the muff.
I mean, I was sold on the hoe, but that's fine. So yeah, I mean, and obviously it took us a few months to get established and find a spot that worked and a unit that worked. We were looking at Tavistock, but it's too far for Plymouth to travel, and
yeah. Now
we're at Marsh Mills, which is Chav Central, but it also works out that there's a lot of good businesses around here and people.
Sainsbury's.
And people can come from Sainsbury's to here, which works out well.
And it's worth mentioning that Joshy isn't just someone who has a DA and will spaff some foam on your car. He is the bee's bollocks. You've got accreditations and all that sort of shit as well?
Yeah, we do, yeah.
So basically what we're saying is, he's moved down south to start afresh. He needs to rebuild his customer base, and I'm taking advantage of that by getting my car washed for free in exchange for some possible publicity. Let's get the car in! You can see there's a scratch. It's on the car.
Get off my car.
Get off.
Yeah, so there's a lot that I can't see at the minute because of the way the dust and the pollen and all the stuff that's sat on it at the moment. Obviously you can see through with the light, you can see the scratches, the swirls, and obviously what we think, I mean, it looks like a key mark, but it could also be someone's bag on the side. So we'll pre-wash it, we'll rinse it down, we'll snow foam it before we do the contact. We'll do our contact wash, we'll do our iron fallout remover, tar and glue remover, and then once we've sort of dried it off and we've brought it in and everything's stripped off, all the contaminants, we'll be able to see what's left and what we need to correct and what's... I mean, some of this might, you know, come off with the wash. It could just be marring, but obviously it should be black, the car, but it's got a greyish tinge with the marring, and this is what Scratch and Swirl does, is it creates this other coloured layer over the car that dulls the actual finish underneath the lacquer. So that's what we'll be trying to bring back. So once we've got everything stripped off the car, we'll be able to see what's going on.
Let's get it out for a spray, shall we? Ding, 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 ding.
Gotta give it a few pumps, haven't you?
That's what she said. So there we go. The car is lovely and foamy thanks to our lovely Joshy. The wheels have been all deionized and everything. The pre-wash is done. It's now foamed as fuck, boy. And now Josh is just using his little brush to get into those hard to reach areas, you know. Now then, the keen-eyed viewers may notice that apart from a bit of brush pokery, Josh hasn't really touched the car much yet. And that's by design. That's because, as he tells me, at the moment, all the snow foam and such has actually pulled all the dirt off, and it's the foaminess of it is taking all the dirt down, and it's dripping off the car. That's great news for us. Now that the big chunks, if you like, are gone, he can get in there with a microfiber mitt. We call this a contact wash. There we go. First bit of contact. Ladies and gentlemen, the Eagle has landed. We've made contact. Josh is using the 2-bucket method, okay? You get absolutely no points for guessing why that is. Now, from what I understand, 1 bucket has soap in. That's going on the car, okay? Now, when Josh is finished, he's rinsing, okay? He's rinsing in that other one, and that's not for fun, that's to get the shit off. Now he's returning to the car and putting more soap on, okay? That's important, because that's what's cleaning the car. It's not soap, what is it? Contact wash. Is it a specific thing, or is it just soap? pH neutral products car shampoo. He said it's basically just Dove. Very liquid. Josh is having a squirt behind me. The contact wash has been completed, and now he's covering it in this horrible smelling spray. This is what?
Fallout remover.
Fallout remover. No, he doesn't really hate the series and or video game series Fallout. This gets rid of all the road grime, iron, metals, things like this. Now, actually, rather like the wheels where you get that purple trail, this will do the same. However, my car's blackish, so probably not. This you just leave on for a bit and then squirt off with your jetty boy. Look, you can just about see the little purple droplets. Look. Oh, yeah. Oh, the focus hates it. But yes, you get the general idea. Little droplets of purple. And look at this, look. Just a couple minutes later and he's already squirting it off. Jesus. He does love it though, you can tell, look. He's like a perverted spaniel. And there you go, everyone, look. Go on, Josh, give it a squirt. Beautiful. And now, Josh is going to spray the quarter panel. This is tar and glue remover. This tar and glue remover stays on for approximately 1 minute. After that minute has passed,
1 minute later,
you wipe. Definitely wasn't a minute, but that's me who said minute.
But we have already covered it. That was just a top.
It was just a top up, he says. Anyway, oh my god, look. Oh my god, look at that. And look at the cloth as well.
That's what it should. That's a brand new, clean microfiber, and that's just that one top half.
That was that top half. Unfortunately, the other microfiber had to be dispatched.
Yes. If you drop a microfiber on the floor, do not pick it up and reuse it, because it will have small stirrings that carry quick. You can't use the 5-second or microfiber apparently. You will just start scratching the paper.
You probably can't hear Josh, but he said don't use a microfiber again once you've dropped it, or else it will just pick up stones instantly. The 5-second rule does not apply. If you drop a microfiber, throw it in the bin, okay? Cheers. Now this is a familiar sight. This is Josh using a pressure washer, okay? Now what he's doing this time is just one final rinse before the next rinse, okay? Now this one, in reality, this is the last rinse, isn't it?
Nope, we've got one more.
Oh, okay, good. Yeah, it's not the last one before the second to last rinse, getting rid of the tar and glue remover, any other products that may be there. Then we're foaming again, and then we're rinsing, then we're drying. He's nodding. I'm right. Ha ha! Oh. Hey, look. You see that sort of smear on the door there? You see that? That is actually just the absence of water. That is not anything else, it's just where water isn't. And Josh is saying, this is exactly what you want. You want to have the whole car be the solid sheet of water. If you see something like that, it means that you still haven't decontaminated your paint. You need to go again, or at least focus on that area. So Josh is going to have a bash at that now, and then we can do the foamy boy, and then we can do another rinse, and then game over. And look, as if by magic, no mark. There's no absence of water. It is water. The car is become H2O. And now, well, actually off camera we're going to do the other side as well, but now it's time for foam in video world. Right, Josh, let's get frothing. Oh my god, you're so foamy! Oh. Now, unlike the snow foam, Josh was just telling me, well, as you can see, this stuff, it's almost off the car already, to be honest with you. And now he's going for the rinse. So actually that was foam on its own, just sizzling, dripping down, and now Beads. Beautiful. Jesus Christ, Josh! My car looks like it's gone to Mardi Gras. Look at all those beads.
You didn't have to get your tartars out.
My tartars. More of an aioli fan. Not true. I do like tartar. And now Josh has some sort of Barracuda-based instrument. This is a vacuum cleaner that blows in reverse. It's like the pan-fouling in reverse, but slightly different. What happens is this one's going to blow, okay, and then the water's going to fall off the car based on the blow. Go on. And here it is! Oh, I tell you what, if you took it to your local car washy body, Scratch and Shine.
The Scratch and Shine.
The Scratch and Shine! Then you would be hard pushed to even get this level of clean. But the issue I have now is that because Josh has done such a good job on washing the car and getting it medically clean, things like this stick out even more, and you can actually see bush rash, is that what you call it? Bush rash. Bush rash, so that's obviously country lanes and everything, those bristly bushes scratching your paint on the way down the side. But to the uneducated, this might appear a clean car. Of course, the glaring issue is the fucking wheels, which will remain to be shit. But now it's time to get on to the very, very technical process of polishing. And before we can polish, we must test the paint to see how much we can polish, because it might be that you can't do... What is it? You can't... I fucked up, basically, is what's happened here.
So there's a limit to how much paint we've got. So we need to make sure that it's thick enough and what we've got to cut, because we're sort of cutting into the layers that are there. So we need to know how much is there, basically. Yeah,
okay. So basically we're taking some paint off, but we just need to know how much paint we can take. All right, you get the idea. Let's get the tool out.
Yeah, so basically all I'm doing is, obviously the least amount of paint is going to be on the door shut. So if we start there, we've got a baseline for what the rest of it should be. So everything on the outside should be more than the internal door measurement. So obviously on the thing you can see we've got it just tells me where to go roughly. It's not the same layout for every car, but you get a rough idea. So obviously on this one, I can sort of go, I'm probably going to go more down here. Jesus. And that's giving me a low read. It's giving me a 42, so that's okay, so we can save that one. We'll do on the inside there. It's giving me a 66. Save that one. We'll go up the top on a flatter bit if we can. It's a bit awkward. That's fine, 52. It wants me to go in the back door.
No!
Oh, wait. Let's do one from here. We can now do the inside, which will show us 57. Down the bottom again, I can go for there. Now it wants insides of the shuts, just on the centres. So I can do a lower one for there, probably. It's picking up 90s, and a higher one for there, showing 80s. Basically, that just then gives me a base reading. That's all it does.
Okay, and is that the testing done, or is there more now?
So that just gives us a rough idea of where we're looking. So what those readings I was saying, they're roughly, I think we got 40s, 60s, 80s. So the paint on the external of the car should be thicker than that, because they don't take as much and they don't apply as much to door shuts. It's a quick blow over on the door shuts, and the outers you finish. So that gives me a rough baseline of what we're looking at. So now we can go on to the external measurements. So it'll want me to start on the bonnet. So I'll just go one by one, and we can see if we've got any. From this we can tell whether you've got filler, we can tell whether you've got thick spots, high spots. It gives me a rough idea of how much paint we've got. Obviously it doesn't tell me the exact layers of lacquer to paint, but it gives me a rough idea of how much we've got before we start burning through, and we've got to cut, sort of, that's where we're at. So I can start doing the bonnet, and it tells me exactly where to go. Yeah, better reading, so we're like 114, 115, so we're already higher on the external, which is great. We can come down a bit. If we go for the corner edges, 102. Direct centre, 124. 93 on the corner, 106 on that corner, bit of roof, centre of the roof, rear corner, 121, and then back to the front corner. Obviously you're looking, so a 91 on this corner, so we'll save that. So obviously then it'll just tell me to keep going through so I can know everything on the paintwork, but in essence what it does then is I can create a report. So I can go down to, if I save that, save the report, tiresome alpha before, so if I go into that one, it then creates me a full report. So it's got all the details that I've put in, the serial number of everything, and it shows me then on the parts where I've actually corrected. It lets me revisit the numbers and what I've got of the mins and the maxes on those panels. So then it just gives me a rough idea of where we're at. Obviously green on this gives you, that's your sort of guideline. So anything, you know, so you got too thin, original, second, putty and heavy putty. At the moment we're looking pretty good, we're all in the green, so it gives me a rough idea, but it means that we've got some movement to cut, which is good.
Beautiful. Right then, now that Josh has done the paint testing, he can then completely alcohol wipe the car, then do some clay barring to get any of those hard to reach contaminants off, and then it's on to test patching to make sure he gets the right pad and product. Lovely. Did I say that right?
Yeah.
Yay.
I'll talk at some point.
You know what Tina Turner said? Roll 'em.
So, yeah, so basically all I'm going to do just on the outer sides of the chrome pieces is use a little metal polish just to take off the blemishes that I can't get with normal cleaning and brushes. It's just the stuff that stains, because I don't think it's not real chrome, it's like a plasticky chrome. So a little bit of light metal polish and just a little rub down just takes off the edges, and then once I've done that I can then go to my wet sand, do the lenses, and then I'll go to the correction polish and we'll get them looking really fresh, just because obviously they're distorted, stone rash, and they're plastic, so they start melting in the sun over the years from the harmful UV rays. Citroen DS3. Yeah, she was an ex-dog walker and she hadn't done the car since, well, she hadn't. There was like mould on the seat belts and where they chewed through them and stuff. It was pretty bad. Yeah.
Yeah.
Tell me something, do you think I'm done?
Oh, I don't know what I'm doing here. What are you
She's struggling. So, car looks clean, but look at this. If I get in, I can show you that actually, look at all of that on that light. And that is on one side of the bonnet. You'll notice that if I go here, there is a line in the centre of the bonnet. That's magical, isn't it? It's almost like Josh masked it off so he could show the difference between the two finishes. And if you come down here, no scratchy at all. He's like mirror. Now then, some of you may remember this scratch. This is on the front right quarter panel, and now Josh has upgraded. He's got a heavier pad and a heavier compound. So he's going to splat that on like a good un. We've got a masking line there as well, which is going to show you, even if we can't reduce it, by the way, this does look like quite a deep scratch. I would be very goddamn surprised if this goes, but it should at least be reduced.
I'll have a go.
Have a go. Maestro, buff that panel and remove that tape. See if we've made any difference there, or you've made any difference there. Oh my god. It's safe to say that that is mostly gone. There is, let me see if I can get in there. Nice and close. Where the fuck is it? Can't even tell where it is now, look. Where is it? Oh yeah. Oh. Yes, okay, thank you. The problem is that Josh has made it so fucking shiny I can't even focus on the thing. The scratch is gone, all right. Jesus. Yeah. Oh, there we go. There's a shot of it. Look, it stops there. There you go. It stops. Josh has been using, for this little scratch, well, let's say little, pretty much as big as it gets before it won't come out, I think, has been using, if he puts the autofocus back on, there we go, the heavy cut with an orange pad, which is on his DA at the moment. But for the rest of the car, he's found that fine cut is the one with your white boy here. Now, the micro cut is going to be the final. So after you've done the heavy cut on the really hard to reach areas slash the really actually damaged areas, then done the fine on the rest of the car, and then once you've done the rest of it, you're doing the micro.
Yeah, so obviously just that one wing at the minute, because we've got the heavy scratch, we'll use the orange pad and the heavy cut to get in there a little heavier. I will go over it with the white pad and the fine, and then we'll finish up with the micro cut and the black pad, which is just sort of, there's no cut, it's more of a gloss. It just brings it out, lets it stops any buffer trail, especially on black cars, because that's the worst bit on the black cars. Apart from that, it's then alcohol wipe down and we'll look at coating.
Coating, oh lovely. But I tell you what, it's looking really lovely right now, isn't it? I'm going to leave Josh with his DA and pads and chemicals and I'll come back in a day or two when he's finished doing that. I've lent him a GoPro so he can do some hot time lapsing. Cut to that.
First we alcohol wipe. Next we clay bar. Four drops of fine cut, not overkill. Dab it on the paintwork. Make sure we get a nice spread and work in on a low speed. That'll do you, and then I can actually... And now it's time to buff off. Don't worry about circles at this point because you've already corrected the paint. So circles, as long as your cloths are clean, won't make a difference.
A lovely shine that is there, Josh. Yeah, that's lovely.
Oh yes. Delicious. Sometimes you have to get the toffee wheel out just to get rid of a few stubborn bits, just like this, that we don't want to sit and soak in tar and glue. Nice and light pressure, just to take the edge off and get the glue off without damaging the paint. See? And that's got rid of that. It's beautiful. We'll just give that a wipe down in a second, should be perfect. Let's do the other one. The front one we did with tar and glue, just because in case... On the back you're restricted to a certain width, you've only got so much to go on, whereas the front it just sits on the side on a flat piece of bumper. So rather than risk any excess damage or anything on the back, I mean this is actually damaged, I'm not saying we're going to add more into it, but I just didn't want to take the risk on the front, so we just used tar and glue soak on the front and just let it sit before we tried to get it off, obviously with a cloth or whatever. But sometimes quickness, it's just a little easier with a toffee wheel for a bit more stubborn stuff.
Meg out here today or not?
She will be in a bit, yeah. I know. I think they're coming.
Please don't beat me.
I would like to be your slave, I would like to be your...
Hey, listen, I want to give a shot now, okay?
Uh-huh.
Do you want to look at the camera with a funny face, please? Thank you. That's the face. And here it is, all done. No, it's not done yet. It is completely machine polished, isn't it? It is. But there is one more step, and this is the longevity step, okay? Now it looks nice, and Josh has literally spent, well, 4 days, but you probably could have done this for a normal customer in 2.
Yeah, probably 2.
2 days for a normal customer, because I'm doing it for free, it takes fucking ages. So, you slag. What we need to do next is more alcohol wiping. Go on, get your wipes out. Go on, it's okay, you can walk into frame now. And he's going to wipe.
I'm only doing the panel that I'm about to coat.
He's only doing the panel that he's about to coat, because if he does the whole car and then goes around with the ceramic coat, then he's just going to ceramic in all the dust that then falls on the car between him first alcohol wiping it and then coating it with ceramic.
See that? That was a clean cloth.
That was a clean cloth.
Sat on the top.
Oh no, that just goes to show how much of a poor job you did the first time. But it's actually not that, it is just shit that just generally is in the air that lands on a car 5 minutes after you touch the fucking thing. So, that's what we're doing next. He's going to do this to the bonnet and then we'll put some ceramic coating on. That's great. Ceramic coating, what is it? It's not actually China plates, is it?
Yeah, so we're going to stick some china down.
Stick some China down. China the wrestler. Oh no, she's dead.
I've got a collection of Weatherspoons plates, so we'll do a nice pattern finish on this one.
Oh yeah, nice. Like when they put lace on a car and then spray paint through the lace.
Ooh, cholo.
Oh,
Okay, darling. So all I'm going to do is just dab a couple of drops onto the pad, and then we're going to work in straight lines in a small area, overlapping by a half. See where we're going, and then back over crossways to make sure we haven't missed a single spot on the paintwork.
So you alcohol wipe, then rub this in very delicate spots.
Yeah.
Panel by panel. Very, very, very important you do that. If you try and do the whole car at once, it's not going to end up fucking amazing. You're looking for amazingness, especially with the cost of these products. You don't want to waste them.
Yes.
Oh, the microphone's not fucking pointing me. So, there he is. He's done a little bit here, literally just one corner of the bonnet, and you do want to do this panel by panel. If you try and do the whole car at once, you're going to end up with a shite finish, and you're going to end up wasting your product.
You also don't want to leave it on for too long, otherwise it dries and you can't get it off without machining.
Oh, you don't want it to dry either, so it's a double-edged what's it?
Yes.
Okay, well, luckily, you know what you're doing.
We're putting it over the top.
You are.
And some of it will set in. Obviously you want it to flash off for about 30 seconds.
Okay, flash off, as in stay there.
Yeah, so it sits on and sort of the chemicals sort of flash, you know when you put a bit of alcohol on something and it goes shh, like that, it does that.
Okay, never seen that before.
We're putting it down, we're taking the excess off, and the rest that's stuck to the paintwork where it should be will then cure over the next 24 hours. That's the goal. So we'll do it each panel by panel, little bit by little bit. It'll cure over 24 hours, should be golden.
Lovely. Okay, well, oh, fuck me dead. Okay, and while Josh is doing this, bit by bit, well, I'm just probably not going to do much. Just going to watch, you know? Yeah, just take it all in.
Bask in the ambiance.
Oh, yes. So Josh is going to do this right now. He's going to do this bit by bit. It's all this stuff with detailing takes time. Everything takes time. You have to take your time with the polishing. You try and rush it. You burn through the paint. You have to take your fucking time with it. You have to let these products do their thing. This goes on. You then have to wait 24 hours overnight and then some before you can then call it done, set and good to go. So really, cut up to tomorrow when this is done and all set.
And now for the finish. And now for the finish. I can't speak. And now for the finishing touches, and we're done. Bit of tyre shine, spray the wheels, and we'll do the glass. Magic. Although tyre shine, like I said, isn't everyone's favourite cup of tea.
And here it is. Josh tells me it's actually done now. And it has actually been a week-long process, this. Don't worry, if you book in, it won't take that long. As mentioned, we just did it for our scheduling purposes. But this looks insane. I can't wait to see what it looks like when we pull it outside. And I think actually when we have like a comparison and you can see it amongst other cars in the real world and of course in perfect lighting conditions, it's gonna just completely stand out and look incredible. Also, do you notice a difference? Do you notice a difference? Oh. And here it is. Look at it in the daylight. It is absolutely insane how much a proper, I was going to say wash, but detail. A proper detail, a bit of a polish, well, a lot of a polish, well, 2 different polishes, and this man's wizarding skills with a DA have made it just come up absolutely insane. Looks $1 million! Australian dollars maybe, but you know. And for those who didn't notice, that is a different grill. Not 100% on it just yet, but the honeycomb is the same as the 2 lower grills, and it's like a blacker, sportier one. The other one was like the sort of standard chromy looking boy that goes in there, but this looks so good. I can't wait to cruise around, and people, you know, I mean, it just looks a bit different now. It looks like you actually care for it and you're not just driving it into the ground. Perfect.
And here we have it, the finished product. So obviously we've taken a little bit longer than we normally would on a car that, with the price and the sort of package that we went for, would normally take 3 days tops, maybe 4th. You'd sort of have a 3-day of work and then you'd get it back on the 4th. So obviously we've done our full decontamination, we've done our single correction, we've done our refine stage, and we've coated it in ceramic as well. We've also done a little seal on the wheels, we've sorted the tyres. Obviously the wheels are damaged, which is a shame, but like you said, you're going to get them sorted at some point, aren't you? So, but they're the best they're going to look for now, and obviously we've sealed them in to try and stop as much as we can. In terms of the paint on this, I haven't done Italian for a little while, but it wasn't that bad. It kind of reminded me of Japanese. It was a little softer than I'd liked, and a lot of the pads bogged up, so it did give me a lot more force, and I did have to work a lot more up top. You know, I sort of had to make it think about it right. Bonnet was ruthless because the front end's damaged with the, you know, the pepper spray, that sort of thing. It's sort of pebble dashed everywhere, but apart from that, this car's ended up coming out lovely. I'm really happy with it. I hope you are as well, Mike. I'm absolutely over the moon that we managed to get this finish on this one. I mean, just from where we were at the start with the scratches, especially this large one on the side there. I mean, look at that. Just take a look. Have a gander. Just do it. Magic.
It's gone.
Who am I? A wizard.
Who is he?
But yeah, this is it's, you know, it's your daily driver. But this is the thing, you know, you're sort of putting, it's an investment into the daily driver that you are battering the most, aren't you? You know, it's taking all the elements, the winters, the summers, the sun. You got to look after these things. So for this sort of price at this package, you know, this would have been sort of 650 to 8, something around that mark with the count, and obviously we guarantee the coating as well. So if you do have any issues with the coating as well, we then bring it back in and we coat it again for free, or we do the patches that need doing again. But it's very rare that we seem to get anything through. But with the headlight restoration, the paintwork, the wheels, this car's ready to go. So we've touched on it a little bit, and I know it's part and parcel. It's a little Marmite, you know. I know a lot of people don't want to talk about it. A lot of people don't understand it, and that's okay. We're not all detailers. Some of us don't live and breathe this, whereas I do. That's the whole point. For us here, it's the difference between going to the guy on the side of the road. It's 25, 30, 40 quid to actually damage your car further, which is, it's not all of them, but most of them as a rule, the out scratch and shines. That is the problem. Yes, the car will look clean once you've left from when you got there, but the actual damage that you end up with is similar to what you had, Mike, on your paintwork with.
Yeah. So
not only was it bush rash, but it was, that'll also be bad wash techniques over the years, you know, certain sponges, certain mitts, that kind of thing. So that's where we come in. So even if we do just a basic wash or a decon, the processes and the materials and the products we use are designed to limit the amount of damage, if any damage, as possible. So coming to us, although it is an upfront cost, I do understand that, you know, everyone does. You know, I'm not a flash person. You know, I mean, I'm driving around in a 91 Escort. That's just how it goes.
That is absolutely amazing, just to clarify. Yeah.
But at the same time, it is an outlay to start with, and I understand that massively, but that outlay is the investment into that. So whereas you could have however many £40 washes a year at the side of the road, you might come here and spend £400 to, you know, £1,500, but this investment is to last a long time. So I mean, the coatings we do are normally at least guaranteed 3 years. So, and obviously once we've done a car as Hoonshine, we then look after you as our customer for as long as you'd like us. So once this is done, we don't just kick you to the curb and tell you to get lost and never come back. Obviously we offer, like most people do, a maintenance scheme where you'd come back once a month, once every 2 months for a £40 safe wash, something along that line. So our £40 safe wash that isn't cloths off the floor, mitts at the back and a wet sponge and a chamois. We do it properly, and we can then check the coating, and we look after you and we look after the car like it's our own. And the only thing then is what you've got to do now, Mike. You've actually put yourself in a bit of a position, I'm afraid, woohoo, where you actually have to look after it now. So
just so everyone knows, yes, Josh has seen the scimitar.
What, painter? So obviously from this point on, we still offer the maintenance scheme. We'd still like to check up on it every now and again, but if you're washing it a lot more for a show, say you've got, I know there's quite a few around here that are happening, so you know, when you come on week by week by week, you want to keep on top of it. You don't want to keep leaving it and coming back to us and spending £40 a week. That's a lot. Whereas, you know, you'll need at least a decent bucket with a grit guard. You'll need a decent mitt. You'll need to keep them washed, clean cloths, use your snow, use your pre-washes. You're going to have to, it's all hand wash. You can't then go to the car wash or the side of the road, because the chemicals they're going to use and the brush types and everything, that can strip the coating. So you've just wasted the package, I'm afraid. So there's a few things to go at, but it is therapeutic. If you do, you know, you don't have to go overboard. You don't have to spend a million years on it. Just use the right tools and you'll be absolutely fine from this point on. and then we'll look after the rest.
Well, there's not much more I can add to Josh's lovely explanation of why you should not only go to a proper detailer, but if you are down south, definitely check out Hoonshine. Josh is such a nice fella, he knows what he's doing, and the car looks absolutely amazing for it. I never thought that this £2,600 Alfa Romeo would end up looking this good. It's amazing. I absolutely love it more now than I ever did before, even if I am having to fix it a bit more regularly than I would like. But thank you very much for watching, everyone. Just again, on socials and everything, Hoonshine, he's done this as a bit of a favour for me. As you can tell by that price that would have cost, it is a bit of a favour for him, sorry, a bit of an ask of him to do that for me, so it's very cool. Make sure you go give him a like, give him all the love in the world whilst I cruise around in my gorgeous Alfa. Thank you for watching, everyone. See you next time. We've got to get the balls free first. It's very warm today.
Women wham wham wazzle!